everyone, my name is Sarah and I am so excited to be bringing you some yoga today. If you have a yoga mat, you can feel free to set that up, and if you don't, just find a nice space on your floor. Carpeted area is good so you have a little bit of protection, and give yourself enough room to move a little bit. So you want to make sure you can reach your arms out long to the sides. I've got a little wall here, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that I avoid that. Arms reaching nice and long. You can reach them to the front and to the back to make sure you have plenty of space. Now, the most important rule about yoga in my book is that we listen to our bodies. So if something feels uncomfortable, if it feels like we're moving too fast, if you need to take a break, then you do that. There's no rule that says you have to move the entire time. You listen to your body and you do what feels right. We're going to start by settling in right now. And you can find a couple different ways to settle in. We're going to find a comfortable seat. That's the most important thing. So right now I'm sitting with my knees bent and my feet tucked under my booty. You can start that way if that feels good. Or you can sit all the way down with your legs crossed and your knees out to the side. Or if it feels good, you can stretch your legs out nice and long in front of you. Take a moment to play around, see what feels good in your body, what feels the most relaxed and comfortable for you. And then we'll meet in our comfortable seat. Good, now that you've found your comfortable seat, take your hands and place them on your legs somewhere, whether you're sitting crisscross and you have your hands on your knees, or whether your legs are straight, you can place them in your lap. We just want a place for our hands to be able to rest and relax. Now we're going to start with a few breaths, but before we get into the breaths, I want you to start to grow your spine nice and long. So take your sits bones or your booty and put it really hard into the ground. Keep your spine nice and long and reach your head up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Imagine that you've got a string, and that string is helping to grow your spine a little bit longer. It's pulling you up, 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 and it's letting your shoulders relax a little bit. Good. Now you can close your eyes if you'd like. You can soften your gaze, which means you can take your gaze down to the ground, or you can gently look to the wall behind you. We're just going to start to soften the muscles in our face as we settle in. And then we'll take a deep breath in. So inhale really big, and then exhale nice and slow. Okay, do that again. Big inhale, long exhale. Good. On your next inhale, I want you to take your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Bring them as close as you can. And then exhale, release your shoulders down your back, let them go. Good. Do that again. Inhale, big breath in, shoulders all the way up to your ears. Exhale, let your shoulders release. Keep your spine really nice and long here. Good. Now we're going to check in with our fingertips. We might be gripping our fingers, crunching our toes, and we want to let those fingers and toes release. So we'll take a big breath in. On the exhale, I want you to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, give them a second to relax, and then just gently let them settle wherever they are. Good. We'll take a few more rounds of breath together. Inhale big, long exhale, another full breath. Let the breath go all the way to your belly this time. Inhale, big breath. And then exhale all the air out. Let it go. Good. One more time. Big, full inhale. And a long exhale. Good. This time on your inhale, reach your arms up nice and high above your head, all the way towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, your hands are going to come to center at your heart. Now we're going to take a moment to set our intention. And that means that we're going to pick something that we want to make sure we focus on through our practice. Maybe it's learning something new. Maybe it's reminding ourselves that because this is new, it's okay if we don't do it very well. Maybe it's to be patient with ourselves. So take a moment. You can bow your head if you'd like. And just think about what is important for you to get out of your yoga practice today. We'll take one more big breath in together. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good. And we'll take another big breath in. Reach your arms up really high. Good. And you're going to take your right hand, drop it all the way down to the side. Left arm is going to reach nice and long over your head. Now, the most important thing about this is keeping your booty nice and firm on the ground, both sides of your booty. So we're keeping our hips nice and square, and we're reaching our arm really nice and long over our head, allowing for some stretch and some opening through the side of our body here. Good. Inhale up through center, and we'll take it over to the left. Same thing, reaching that arm really nice and long. Sits bones are glued to the ground, nice and strong. Good, inhale, take it up, and we'll take it over to the right one more time. Drop your right hand to the ground, left arm reaches really long. And if you want a little bit of extra stretch here, take your gaze up to the ceiling. You'll feel a little bit of extra sensation here. Good, inhale up through center and take it over to the left this time. Good, gaze reaches up to the ceiling. Come on, back through center. Good, so our spine is still nice and long. We've got that string pulling us right up towards the ceiling. Now you can imagine that that string goes away, but spine is gonna stay long. I want you to keep your booty nice and strong on the ground and reach your fingertips towards the screen in front of you. Reach, 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 reach. And then when you feel like you can't reach anymore, you can let your hands come down to the earth. And you can start to let your heart work towards your mat. You can walk your hands out a little bit if you want. And then I want you to let your head and your neck relax so they can look, your gaze can look all the way to your belly button here. We're just giving our head and our neck the opportunity to release a little bit. Good, take a big breath in here and a long breath out. Good, do that again, big inhale. Long exhale. Good, walk your hands back up through center. Sit up nice and tall in our bodies again. Good, this time we're gonna inhale our arms up really high. Hands are gonna come through heart center. And I want you to take your hands, push them together really hard. You're gonna start to feel your shoulder blades working together. And your heart is gonna open up. There's gonna be all this space in the front side of your body. So push those hands together really, really hard. Start to bring your shoulder blades together. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Do that again one more time. Big inhale, long exhale. Good, bring your hands to your knees. And then you're gently going to take your right ear and drop it over to your right shoulder. We're going to get a little stretch into our neck here. Good, gently roll your gaze all the way down to your belly button. Let your neck roll down. And move it over to the left, so your left ear is working towards your left shoulder. Good. Gently roll your head up towards the ceiling, really nice and slow. And then work all the way back to the right side. Good. Let's do that one more time. Roll your gaze down to the ground, looking at your belly button. And then move your head over to the left. Good. Breath in, take your gaze up to the ceiling. And go back to the right. Really good. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So start to take your gaze up towards the ceiling and over to the left. Good. Gaze all the way down to your belly button. Right ear to right shoulder. And we'll go one more time. Gaze lifts up to the ceiling. Over to the left. All the way down. And then lift your head up nice and straight. Sit up tall in your body. Good, really good. Inhale your arms, reach them up nice and high. We're gonna clasp our hands behind our head. You wanna create some resistance here. So really hold your head in your hands here. Push your hands into your head. Push your head back into your hands a little bit. Your elbows are gonna come out nice and far to the side. I want you to start to open your heart up here. So your shoulder blades are gonna come together, and then lift your gaze really gently. This is super gentle. You won't even feel your body moving very much. But lift your gaze up towards the ceiling here. We're gonna find some space through the front side of our body. Good, take a big inhale. And then on the exhale, I want you to take your elbows together, take your gaze down to your belly button, round your back. Good, inhale, sit up tall, elbows out to the side, gently lift your gaze. And then exhale, round, look down at your belly button. Good, do that again, inhale, lift. exhale, round. One more time, big inhale, sit up really tall, elbows out to the side. Exhale, hands to your legs, nice neutral spine. Really good, you guys are doing awesome. Let's come up onto our hands and knees now, into tabletop. So if you need to, if you have a towel or a block and you want to protect your knees, or the towel or your mat, and protect your knees a little bit, you can roll it up, put it right under your knees here. And we're gonna come to table. So I'm gonna show you both versions. I'm gonna show you this side so you can see how my hands and my knees are. And then I'm gonna turn towards the front so you can see how far apart my hands are. You want your hands to be shoulder width apart, and you want your knees to be hip distance apart. And again, if you need to roll up something, put it under your knees, protect your knees so they're nice and safe. We're gonna come back to this view so you can see what I'm doing here. We're gonna take a big breath in, lift your gaze up towards the ceiling, and let your belly drop down towards the earth. And then exhale, round your back again. Imagine that you're a Halloween cat and you're gonna tuck your hips under. You're gonna round your back and you're gonna let your gaze go towards your belly button. Good, inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, round. Big breath in, lift your gaze, belly drops. Exhale, round, pull your belly button to your spine, take your gaze to your belly button. Big breath in, lift your gaze, belly drops. Exhale, round. Good, come to a nice neutral spine here. We're gonna take a big breath in and a long breath out. Good, on your next inhale, I want you to take your left arm and reach it really long in front of you. So reach it as far to the front of the room in front of you as you can. You're gonna take your palm. See how my palm is facing in? We're gonna take our palm and reach it in. Our knees are staying nice and strong. Our left hand is on the ground nice and strong. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale, reach your hand towards the front, really reaching nice and strong. Do that again, inhale big. Exhale, reach, find as much length as you can. Good, another inhale. Exhale, really long, reach that arm as far as you can. Good, take a big breath in. And on the exhale, you're gonna take your arm long to the side. So this is how it looks from one view, and then I'm gonna show you from the side too. So your arm is reaching out to the side, really, really long. Imagine that you're trying to reach something out to the side of you. Take a breath in. And exhale, let it go. Good, drop your hands to the ground. And we're gonna take the opposite hand this time. Left hand is gonna inhale big, reach nice and forward in front of you. Here, I'm gonna show you this view now. So we're reaching really nice and long. Take an inhale. Exhale, lengthen, reach. Do that again, big breath. Long, exhale. One more time, inhale big. And exhale. Good, take your arm out nice and long to the side. You won't be able to see it in this view, but it's reaching all the way out to the opposite direction, just like our other hand did. And we're gonna take a big breath in and exhale, reach. Good, your gaze can stay down to your mat here. Take an inhale. Exhale, lengthen. One more time, big full breath in. Exhale, reach that arm really far. Good, drop your hand to the ground. On your next inhale, you're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna reach it nice and long behind you. So you wanna flex your foot. You can't see it in the video, but my toes are working all the way towards my shin, nice and flexed. See how that foot is working all the way flexed, toes pointing towards my shin? Good, keep your leg really, really long here. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, I want you to reach your foot back just a little bit. Can you grow your leg a little bit behind you? Good, do that again, inhale. And exhale. Good, one more time, big full breath in. And exhale, reach. Good, take your leg, drop it down to the ground. And we're gonna reach our left leg long behind us this time. So opposite leg is reaching back. Foot is flexing, really reaching out those toes towards your shin, and your leg is nice and long. Spine is nice and long too. Head is reaching forward, gaze down towards the earth here. We'll take a big breath in. And on the exhale, reach your leg back. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can. Good, do that again. Inhale. And One more time, big breath in. Reach that leg really long on the exhale. Good. Drop your knee down and reset your table here. We're going to take a little wiggle this time. So I'm going to turn to the camera so you can see what I'm doing, but you can stay right where you are on your mat. Good. You're going to take your head and your hips and you're going to work them towards the left side of your mat. So drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Stick your hips out in the same direction. Good. We're creating a nice little C shape with our body here. Inhale through center. And we'll take it in the opposite direction, right ear to right hip. Nice little C shape with our body here. Good, come on through center. And now we're gonna pop ourselves up into downward facing dog. So hands are gonna stay nice and strong in the ground. You're gonna tuck your toes under and you're gonna lift your hips up to the sky, working towards an upside down V in your body here. So hips are reaching nice and high. And you're starting to work your heels down to the earth here. Now your heels might not touch, and that is okay. But you're starting to work your heels down towards the floor. Shoulders are relaxed here, and your palms are really wide. So take them, spread them out as wide as you can on your mat, and push them down into the earth here. Now my favorite thing about downward facing dog is that you don't have to stay still. So I want you to take and bend one knee. Take your right knee, bend it into your mat. Good, and then switch. Left knee into your mat. Good, do that again. Drop your right knee, bend it nice and deep. So your hips are moving a little bit here, almost like you've got a tail and you're wagging your tail as you're moving. Switch your legs. Good, do that one more time. Bend and switch. Good, reset your downward dog here. And then we're gonna take a deep breath in. I want you to come up as high onto your toes as you can, so high. And then let your heels drop. Keep your hips up in the air. Good, do that again. Take a big breath in, come up high. Exhale, let your heels drop. Good, do that again. One more big breath as high as you can. Exhale, let your heels drop down your mat. Good. Come on back to your knees. And then I want you to take your big toes, put them together. Take your knees out really wide on your mat, as wide as you can. I'm gonna turn so you can see this on the front view here. So my toes are together, my knees are nice and wide. I'm gonna sink my booty back to my heels, and I'm gonna reach my arms out nice and long for child's pose. So my head is gonna relax on the earth. My forehead is on the mat. My arms are reaching really nice and long in front of me. All right, now I hope you're sitting in your child's pose right now. I'm just gonna talk for a minute so you can hear me. So your arms are nice and long and your hips are sinking down towards your heels. Take a big breath in here and exhale. Good, this is a really nice, safe place to close your eyes too. So if you want to, take your eyes, give them a nice, gentle shut, and then take another inhale. And exhale. Good. Start to let your arms get really heavy here. Let your mat hold your arms on the earth. Your muscles don't need to do any work in your arms right now. They're starting to relax onto your mat. Got the timer that's going off. Let's turn that off. All right, we're taking a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, release. Good, so we're in our child's pose. Our arms are reaching really nice and long. Now I want you to slowly, slowly come onto your bellies. So you're completely on your bellies. You're gonna take your elbows, tuck them in towards your body. Arms are reaching out nice and long. And you're gently gonna start to lift your heart up here. I'm trying to back up so you guys can see this pose. Elbows in really nice and tight. Heart is starting to lift here, and this is called Cobra. So we're really gently lifting our heart here, starting to open our hearts. Shoulder blades are together, palms are flat on the earth here. Good, let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Do that again, inhale big. Exhale long. Good, We're gonna come up into our table again. So remember, our table is our hands and our knees. I'm gonna turn to the front so you can see me again. We're gonna take our left leg and we're gonna put it up in front of us. So come up off of your hands onto your knees. Left leg is gonna come in front of you and you're gonna keep your right knee on the ground. Now, if we have that towel or if we've rolled our yoga mat up, make sure we're protecting our knees here. Hands are gonna come to your knees and we're gonna slowly rock forward. So I want you to check in with your knees and your toes right now. If your knee is sneaking over your toes, take it back and start to sneak your foot out a little bit further. We wanna make sure that our knee is never going over our toes. It helps to protect our knee. Good, we'll take an inhale here. And then exhale, bring it forward. Good. Now take your right hand, put it on your hip. You might feel a little bit of stretching here in your hip, and that's good. That's really important. This is helping to open up our hips here. Good. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward. Good. One more time. Big breath. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to straighten our leg. We're going to sit all the way back into a hamstring stretch here. So I want you to reach your arms forward. Your front leg is nice and straight. You can let your head and your shoulder release here. So let your head and your gaze gently relax towards the earth. Good. Take an inhale. And exhale. One more big breath. Let it go. Good. Come on back up. We're going to come up onto our knees. And then we're going to take our right leg forward. Same thing. We want to make sure that we're protecting our knee by making sure our foot is out far enough that our knee doesn't sneak over our toes. We're going to take an inhale here. And then on the exhale, rock forward. So bend into your front knee nice and deep. You can take your left hand, put it on your left hip. Start to feel that stretch that's happening there. That's good. That's helping us to open up our hips. We spend a lot of time storing some stress in our hips from sitting. That's where a lot of our emotion goes. So anytime we can stretch out our hips, helps us feel a little bit better, a little bit lighter. Good, inhale, big. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big inhale. Long exhale. Good, take it back. Straighten your front leg and let your head and your neck release here. Stretch into your hamstring. Good. Inhale, big. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath. And exhale. Good. Come all the way into a nice seated position here. Nice, comfortable seat like we started in. We're going to take a minute to stretch out our hands, which, I mean, how often do we do that? I don't spend enough time stretching my hands, but you know, I spend some time on my phone and on my computer, so it's really important that we give our hands and our forearms some love here. So I want you to take your arms out really nice and long in front of you. A little gentle bend in your elbows here. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. Good. On your next inhale, squeeze your hands as tight as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, open them big. Do that again. Inhale. Tight hands. Exhale, let it go. Good. Take your fingertips out to the side. And then take them all the way in. Elbows are going to go out. Do that again. Fingertips all the way out to the side. And back in through center. Good. Starting to maybe feel a little sensation through our forearms here. Bring them back up, fingertips towards the ceiling. And then drop your palms down. Good. Big open palms. Do that again. Drop your palms down. And open. Really nice and big. One more time. Let your palms drop down. And open. Good. We're going to place our hands by our sides and we're going to make our way onto our backs. Bending our knees, planting the soles of our feet on our mat. Come all the way down onto your back. Good. So plant your feet nice and strong and then take your arms and reach them so your fingertips are pointing towards your heels here. You want your gaze right up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a cleansing breath in. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, I want you to lift your hips up to the ceiling. So that means pushing down through your feet, lifting your hips up really nice and high to the ceiling. And then dropping your hips down, releasing everything to your mat. Good. Take a big inhale. And a long exhale. And we'll do that one more time. This is called bridge pose. Inhale, lift your hips up nice and high, really reaching. And exhale, let it go. Good. Now I want you to take your legs, reach them out really nice and long. And close your eyes. We're going to start to take our Shavasana right now. So start to let your body relax into your mat. Start to slow and settle your breath. Now you can take Shavasana for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to come out, I want you to start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to bring some movement back into your body. When you're ready, I want you to hug your knees into your body as tight as you can. Roll onto your favorite side, and then let your forehead rest on your mat. Good. We'll take a big breath in here. And exhale. Good. Come all the way up back to our comfortable seated position. And let our hands relax on our legs again. Now if your eyes are still closed, that's great. If you have them open and you want to close your eyes again, find a nice gentle gaze. You can do that. That's your choice right now. And we're just going to end our practice together. So let's take a big breath in. Inhale as much as you can. And then on the exhale, let it go really loud. Almost like a lion. Do that again. Inhale big. Exhale, let it go. Good, big breath in. Reach your arms up nice and high over your head. And exhale your hands through heart center. We'll take a minute to acknowledge the intention that we set at the beginning of our practice. Or if you want to just have a moment of gratitude, to think of something you're grateful for, to think of something that makes you happy and brings you joy right now, you can do that as well. So we'll bow our heads and take that moment, acknowledging our intention, acknowledging what we're grateful or joyful about. And then we'll take a big breath in together. And exhale it all out. Good. We'll take our thumbs and put them right on our foreheads. Elbows are going to come out to the side. And I will say, the light and the love in me honors the light and the love in you. And we'll end together by saying namaste and bowing. So namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your yoga practice, and I hope you continue to stay active and stay well.